And we're back. Mike Zermich, DangerandPlay.com, Guerrilla Mindset. Let's just cut to the chase. Where's Julian, man? I'm a little worried about the guy. There's a, as you know me, the periscope tends to be a little bit, buggy. So I want to know, where is Julian, man? So that, as you know me, I'm a pretty, reasonable guy. I'm not prone to hysteria. I got the mindset going on. And weird things are happening right now. So I've been warning people that the elites want World War III with Russia. I've been warning people about this for a while. So a weird thing happened. I don't know if you were able to find it on my Twitter, but there's an airport near Julian Assange that was evacuated because of a chemical incident. Social media has been taken down, and there have been armed guards that are being seen outside the embassy. So the trending hashtag of the day is show us Julian. There's something really wrong. I haven't been worried about Julian Assange's safety until today. I'm very, very concerned about his safety. And as you know, find any periscope where I'm ever freaking out. I don't freak out. I don't panic. I'm not a hysterical person. I am just a very rational person who looks at evidence. So there's a chemical attack at the airport. That way they have an excuse to evacuate the airport. Armed guards were seen outside the embassy. Julian doesn't have internet. The WikiLeaks account was being real weird yesterday, and Twitter was taken down. That is a lot of evidence, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That isn't, again, I'm not a person who freaks out. I'm not a hysterical person. But chemical attack near the airport, that is a great way. Just think about it logically. If they wanted to take Julian out today, or they wanted to kill him, or they wanted to torture him, then you would evacuate the airport. Or there'd be a chemical attack, a falsified chemical attack. That way you'd have an excuse to sweep in the police and shut down the area. So the airport now, I tweeted out the link. You can find the link on my, the Associated Press. London City Airport evacuated. More than 24 people treated for difficulties in chemical incident. I'll read that again because maybe you're not on Twitter. This is the AP. London City Airport evacuated. More than 24 people treated for breathing difficulties and chemical incident. Okay, so the airport, let's just think about it logically, okay? The airport shut down in London. Armed men were seen outside of the embassy. The internet, social media is how you get stuff down. Julian's internet was cut off. And the WikiLeaks was real weird yesterday. People noticed that the WikiLeaks was not, the vibe had changed, the name had changed. They also had announced a big dump that was going to come on Tim Kaine. Remember? Yesterday, WikiLeaks said Donna Brazil and Tim Kaine had big drops coming on them. Then suddenly social media is cut down. And then if you read the media, today, they go, there's a cyber attack on the internet, and they're trying to blame Russia. But Russia supposedly is using WikiLeaks. So why, if Russia is using WikiLeaks to influence the election, why would they shut down the election or shut down social media? Because social media, we were supposed to have a big WikiLeaks today on Tim Kaine and Donna Brazil. I can't pronounce the name. So what the fuck is happening, guys? Seriously. Don't freak out. Don't panic. I'm not panicking, but I'm concerned. I'm very, very, very concerned. We need a picture of Julian Assange. We need to know that he's alive. We need to know that he's okay. The hashtag is Show Us Julian. We need proof of life that Julian Assange is alive. We gotta just demand Show Us Julian, because today is a mess. We need to hear from Julian today. Just look at what is happening. Hold on a sec. This is a mess, guys. The media is agitating for World War III with Russia. The media wants World War III with Russia, guys. Man, I don't know what to tell you. It's becoming... Did you ever read about Cassandra? Not Cassandra Fairbanks. Cassandra, the Greek curse, right? So the curse was, I will give you knowledge that others don't have. The blessing is, I will give you knowledge. The curse is, nobody will listen to you. And that's like Cassandra's curse. That's how I feel right now, man. I'm just sitting around thinking, like, the elite wants World War III with Russia. I've been saying it for over a year. And nobody fucking listens. Like, how can people not see it? It's like I'm getting a little bit... I'm not losing my composure, but I'm getting a little bit frustrated. It is plain to see. It is so plain and so obvious that the media elite want World War III with Russia. All evidence is pointing it that way. And it's like people won't listen, man. It's very, you know, what can you do, man? What can you do, woman? I'm trying to use more gender neutral stuff because a lot of my readership on Twitter is like half and half. But it's frustrating that it's just plain to see that the media wants World War III with Russia. So my latest posts, go to dangerandplay.com, and I collect some of the tweets. So back in December, the National Review said, Russia violated Turkey's airspace. We need to do something. Can't you see, you know, like, we got to wake people up. We don't have a choice now. It isn't even about... like, I do all this stuff. I work so hard. Guys, I could make so much money doing just the book stuff and staying out of this shit. My very life is at risk, and yours is at risk. If we go to World War III with Russia, millions of people are going to die. There could be a nuclear incident. It's going to be catastrophic. This is not... Politics is usually... Politics is called reality TV for men, or politics is... Hollywood for ugly people, right? That's why I usually stayed out of it. But this is life or death now. This isn't about trying to be known or trying to build a brand or trying to just be relevant. Or this is about. That's the only reason I joined the fight. The media elite wants World War III with Russia. This is about trying to stop World War III with Russia. That's the big reason. The big reason I support Trump. A lot of people got mad at me because I was like, I don't like Trump particularly, like that much. And a lot of people got mad. Well, how do you back Trump? And what do you mean you don't like him? Trump is our best chance of avoiding World War III with Russia. That's why I back Trump. Yeah, there's nationalism. There's other things going on. But I'm a single-issue voter. I don't want World War III with Russia. If Hillary Clinton is elected, there will 100% be a chance of war with Russia. We will be at war with Russia under Hillary Clinton. With Trump, there's at least a chance. At least there's a chance under Trump we won't be at war with Russia. So that's why the big reason I support Trump. You know, a couple other things. But I'm like 60-40 on Trump. There are other people. If there were people who could play the media the way Trump does, there are many other people that I would have supported before Trump. But Trump is our best chance at avoiding World War III with Russia. So we need to see Julian, to get back on topic. Show us Julian. This is something. Look, here's what we got to do. This is why I don't really attack liberals anymore. This is bigger than me, you. This is bigger than all of us. World War III with Russia will be a catastrophe. It will be... I can't overstate how there's no language that is too hysterical. There's no language that can exaggerate what World War III with Russia would be. You can't overstate how bad it would be. So that's why I don't quibble with lawyers or liberals. That's why I welcome liberals. You know, we can agree that Julian Assange is a national hero. We can agree that he needs to be pardoned. President Trump today needs to promise to pardon Julian Assange. President Trump today, tag him. Tag Donald Trump. Tag Donald Trump Jr. Tag General Flynn. Tag them. Hashtag show us Julian. Today, as of today, Donald Trump must promise that he will pardon Julian Assange. He must make that promise today. It has to happen. Because we can't go to war with Russia. Everybody's at risk now. That's what the media wants. That's why they're going after Julian. The media doesn't even want to talk about the WikiLeaks, the content of it, which is terrible. They just want to talk about Russians. Why? They want World War III with Russia. They want World War III with Russia. President Trump must pardon Julian Assange. President Trump must today as a campaign pledge, pardon Julian Assange. He makes that pledge today, he wins the election. 100%. If Trump promises to pardon Julian Assange today, he wins the election. 100%. It's not even debatable anymore. It's close. It's going to be a close election. Trump pardons Julian Assange, groundswell of support. You want to talk about giving an olive branch to the left and to liberals and to Bernie people? Because a lot of you follow Bernie Sanders. You want to talk about extending your voting base? You want to talk about an unprecedented move that has never been done in the history of politics? The most brilliant political move that could be done this close to the election? Pardon Julian Assange. Pardon him. Donald Trump must promise to pardon Julian Assange. Campaign promise. He does that today, and 100% chance he wins. That will take the margin of error, which is going to be close. Right now, the vote is going to be close enough that the riggers can steal the election. Trump promises to pardon Julian Assange. It is a game changer. And why shouldn't Julian Assange be pardoned? Why shouldn't he? Well, I know that he's not. They want him in America. Pardon Julian Assange. Give him amnesty in America. We need more good legal immigrants. I'm not anti-immigration. Let's pardon Julian and give him a green card to America. Is that a good idea? Should Trump promise to pardon Julian Assange and to give him amnesty in the United States of America? Tell me what you think. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It isn't even close. It isn't even debatable. The only people who would say no want Hillary Clinton to win. Yeah, it isn't. This isn't even. This is one of those things that are so true that you can't. Rational minds can't even disagree. A lot of things people can disagree on. You know. This is not one of those issues. We need to give Julian amnesty in America. Political amnesty, because he is a political prisoner. We need to give him amnesty in America, and we need to pardon him. President Trump needs to pardon him. Hashtag today. We should have had hashtag pardon Julian, but I already said show us Julian as a hashtag today. Is it too late? Is it too late to can we do a hashtag pivot? Can we do a hashtag pivot and say pardon Julian? What do you guys think? My earlier hashtag was show us Julian, but if you believe more in pardon Julian, then we'll go with pardon Julian. As I know, I always want you to have buy-in. I always want you to agree with what we do. I never want to be the guy telling you what to think. I teach people how to think, not what to think. Okay. Today's hashtag, then, we can do both. But post to both of them then. We want to see Julian. Donald Trump needs to pardon Julian. So what we need to do is tag in Donald Trump's people: Dan Saviano, Katrina Pearson, General Flynn. I think Jason Miller's his communication guy. Eric Trump, Ivanka. Hashtag pardon Julian. And we want Julian to have political amnesty in America. If I'm Trump's person, if Trump promises to pardon Julian, it's a landslide. If Trump promises to pardon Julian, November 8th, the election can't be stolen from us. It'll be a landslide. It won't even be close. All the Bernie people, all the people who know that the election was stolen, tell me, if you supported Bernie, a lot of you are Bernie people. You know them better than I do. I've talked to them. Tell me if I'm wrong. Bernie people will vote for Trump if he promises to pardon Julian Assange. That is my conclusion based on the thousands of Bernie people that I've talked to. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Because I don't think I am. That would be landslide territory right now. Trump, that would be an olive branch to the other side that has never been done in political history. There are some Hillary Clinton trolls that are fighting hard now saying that isn't a good idea. Of course, because the Hillary Clinton people know the election will be a landslide if Trump promises to pardon Assange. They know it's a landslide. They know it's close. Internal polling shows Trump and Hillary 50-50. They know that if Trump promises to pardon Julian Assange, it is a landslide. It is a landslide. And we do need to give Julian asylum. Yeah, pardon, asylum. The American government can prosecute Julian Assange. That's what a lot of people, I'm a lawyer, not to play the lawyer card, but legalistically, a lot of people are missing the nuance here. The United States could technically try to prosecute Julian Assange, okay? Amnesty, is a loaded term. So we don't want to use amnesty because that brings up a lot of other kind of stuff. So if you say pardon Julian, legalistically it might not be the great, most accurate term, but it's a term everybody understands, and that's what you got to keep in mind in terms of persuasion. A lot of people get into like the nuance, the nitty-gritty, the weeds. That isn't persuasive. Everybody gets the vibe. Julian Assange needs to be allowed to have a political refugee status in America. He's a political prisoner. So if you say pardon Julian, everybody gets it. But if you say amnesty Julian or whatever, that isn't as effective. There's a reason, there's a method to the madness. So today's hashtag is pardon Julian. Also show us Julian. We need to see that he's alive. I want to know that Julian Assange is alive. We need proof of life. We need to see his face. We need to see his smiling face. And he needs to know that under President Trump, he will have political amnesty. Okay? That's all I have for right now. We'll have another Periscope later when Twitter's acting better now. Hashtag pardon Julian. Okay? We need to get Julian free. We need to get him in America. Let Trump know he needs to pardon Julian. And we all know that he needs to become as a refugee, a political prisoner. We all know it. Don't get lost, don't get lost in the weeds of the technicality. That's actually where a lot of lawyers they lose their effectiveness as advocates. They get into the real, it's called going into the weeds. You always want to be, from a persuasive standpoint, you want to be high ground. High ground means pardon Julian. Well, technically, no, we all get the concept. We all get the vibe. The vibe is Julian is safe in America. That is the vibe. That's the high ground. That's where you want to stay. You don't want to get into the nuances that make you less persuasive. Okay? So that's our hashtag of the day. Pardon Julian. Those of you saying this is a bad idea either work for Hillary Clinton or you're just not visionary. Don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what. It's a close election. This is going to bring. It also will infuriate the media. So let me explain why pardon Julian will guarantee Trump a landslide. The media is going to be furious. Because the media is covering up the WikiLeaks. So the media is going to attack Trump more. We're going to create a news cycle, guys. A lot of you haven't read MAGA Mindset yet. I think in terms of how to create a news cycle. The news cycle. How to get the media talking about what we want them to talk about. Put them on the defense. Rather than them telling us what we have to talk about. Top down. We work bottom up. How can we make the media talk about what we want to talk about? That's covered in MAGA Mindset, which is on Amazon and is a top 20 nonfiction bestseller. In all of Amazon store. So, we need a news cycle. We need to infuriate the media. Giving amnesty to Julian Assange will create a news cycle. It'll enrage CNN. It'll enrage them. They'll be so mad. They'll be talking about it for 3 to 5 days. We'll create a brand new news cycle. Right? And that news cycle will do what? We do Trojan horse news cycles. The news cycle will call more attention to the WikiLeaks, which will amplify the message of the WikiLeaks. See? So we're creating a news cycle. We're also creating a Trojan horse news cycle. Not only do we get the media triggered by Trump agreeing to give amnesty to Julian Assange, but we get them talking about WikiLeaks even more. Right? So we've created a news cycle and we've smuggled in a Trojan horse. Boom. It is also an olive branch to the left-wingers who feel that they were cheated by Hillary Clinton and the Clinton crime family. So you create a news cycle. You amplify the message of WikiLeaks, which exposes the Clintons, exposes the DNC, exposes the corruption, and it's an olive branch to the left. Right? That's just ironclad. So if you think the idea is bad, it's just because you're not on my level yet. You're not thinking like a visionary, which is why I wrote a fucking book that you can read an hour and a half. It's why I kept MAGA Mindset short. Don't argue with me. Read the book, and then know how to think like a visionary, and then rather than just say, oh, that's a bad idea, I don't agree, well, then you would actually have reasoning and rationale. But if you don't understand how to create a Trojan horse news cycle, see, nobody's even used that term before. Trojan horse news cycle. Trojan horse news cycle. We get the media to talk about our Trojan horse, which is the pardon, but then we open up the Trojan horse and we get out more WikiLeaks information. If you don't even know what a Trojan horse news cycle is, then you can't argue with me because you're not even on my wavelength. You're not even on the level yet, which is why I wrote a book. You can read it in an hour and a half and then you'll know what I'm talking about, and then you'll actually have intelligent points to communicate rather than just say, no, that won't work, that isn't a good idea. Then read the book first. Then you'll know how to create a Trojan horse news cycle. So if you didn't even know until just now what a Trojan horse news cycle meant, that's okay. That's why I wrote the book, for all of us to learn together. But if you didn't even know what a Trojan horse news cycle meant, then that means you can't argue with me because you're not even, I'm teaching graduate school classes. You're not even 101, you know. This is graduate school. Like I said, we don't have enough time for the slow and the weak. That's why I wrote the book. You read it an hour and a half and now you're at like sophomore level. And then when you hear these lectures, which are like graduate school lectures, then you're going to understand more and be like, oh, okay, now you're, and then you can argue with me and you'll have intelligent points to refute me because you'll understand how to create a Trojan horse news cycle. But if you don't know what a Trojan horse news cycle is, then you just don't know anything, right? Just reality. So you got to read MAGA Mindset, Making America and You Great Again. I'm drinking nootropic, guys. All right, so you guys talk to me now. I'm going to drink my nootropic. You guys, what is going on? Yeah, you can read MAGA Mindset in an hour. If you're a fast reader, you can read MAGA Mindset in 45 minutes. If you really take your time, an hour and a half at the most. It's a book. I wrote it so that you could have a lunch hour. You know? So I got a good text message from a guy. He said, pardon Julian and offer him asylum in Trump Tower. Beautiful. Beautiful. Pardon Julian and offer asylum in Trump Tower. There you go. This will guarantee a Trump landslide and be the right thing to do. All right. So we're going to pardon Julian. Pardon Julian. Offer asylum in real Donald Trump Tower. This will guarantee a Trump landslide and be the right thing to do. So the hashtag of the day, go post the hashtag pardon Julian. The other hashtag is show us Julian. We don't have time. The media's trying to start World War III with Russia. Twitter has been down for a lot of people. Yeah, the DNC, Hillary Clinton's people took it down. The DNC took it down because there was another big WikiLeaks drop coming today. That's what we're up against, really. Drinking some branched chain amino acids and a nootropic, brain booster. Because you got to stay sharp, you got to stay healthy. We're up against really dark, evil forces. We're up against the entire media establishment. You got to take care of your body. So yeah, I'm drinking some branched chain amino acids, taking a nootropic, and gonna head to the gym. Because you got to take care of your body, you got to take care of your mind, and you got to read MAGA Mindset. There is just no way around it. So that's all for now. Mike Cernovich, Danger in Play. Post to Pardon Julian and show us Julian.